Hello everybody, Ben Stevens with Protein Pantry. I'm here with the dieter Mark. What we're going to talk about is basically why you would want to continue on the system or even start the system during the holiday season. And I brought Mark on camera because he made a good point to me about his weight loss that really applies to the holiday season and why it's important to stay on the system and not just totally blow it and forget about your diet. So Mark has been on the system for a couple of months now?
A few months.
A few months. And he's lost 14 pounds, so it hasn't been a quick weight loss. He just, every time he comes in weekly, he loses a little bit. He just continues to lose every week. And I mentioned to him, hey, you know, we could speed this weight loss up. There's some things we could do to have this weight loss go faster. And he looked at me and he's like, you don't understand. You're not taking into consideration what I was doing before I came here. He's like, you have to look at the true delta. Before I came in here, I was going this way. Now I'm going this way. So actually, the difference, the weight loss is really big. And you know, the last few weeks here on the system, we can consider part of the holidays, and he got through them with a couple of pounds of weight loss. But again, you know, we talked about if he wasn't on the system through the holidays, through Thanksgiving and the week after, he's like, again, I would have been going this way, but I still went this way.
Yes.
And it's just important to realize that through the holiday season. And Mark, just tell me a little, talk about what you were mentioning to me when we were talking about the speeding up the weight loss or the slow weight loss taking place.
Right. So I've been a typical dieter. January 1, my life is going to change. I'm going to, straighten everything out. Go on the diet. Usually hold pretty good until March, April time frame comes, and then the summer starts to hit. You be a little bit more relaxed. So, the weight loss would be fairly good, fairly rapid. And then it kind of taper off, and about September, October, what's been typical with me is the weight starts putting back on, especially October, as the weather starts cooling down, the heavy beers start showing up for October, and then on into Thanksgiving, those great meals that everybody prepares, and from Thanksgiving to Christmas, all the cookies, all the candies, it's just a constant climb. So, while at the first of the year I had that descent, I was getting an incline the whole rest of the year. So when I started back in September, I just made up my mind. I said, no, this is the long haul. We got to keep this going down. So through the holidays, it's actually been fairly easy. With Thanksgiving, for instance, I had what I wanted to eat. I had more than enough to eat, but I really didn't splurge. And the victory from that was showing back up here and still having a weight loss. And instead of being 10 pounds up, you got to look at the delta between, the 15 that I've lost plus the over 10 that I would have gained by then. So in my mind, it's a large victory.
Yeah. And that made so much sense. I really wasn't thinking of it that way, but that makes a lot of sense. And I wanted people to hear this for the whole holiday season, because the average person will gain 10 pounds over the holidays.
Absolutely.
And you wake up come January and you have what we call that holiday hangover, and you're looking at this mountain that, I got to go back and I got to lose all this, not only the weight I gained over the holidays, but the weight that I had on even before the holidays. And so, you look at this mountain and a lot of people, even come January, don't do anything about it really that much anyway, and then it just continues. The cycle continues. But like you said, you're in it for the long haul.
Yes.
You know, as long as you see that weight going this way, okay, and talk about how, you know, you feel like this really isn't that hard to follow.
It's very easy to follow for me. The protein, I am full. I was just sharing with Ben last night. I met my daughters in a place that didn't have a lot of quality foods, but that was okay because when I got home, I had some nice aged cheese and a protein bar, and I was very good. And the taste of the protein bars kind of satisfies a little sweet tooth at the same time. So it was very satisfying for me. So, you know, either the holidays, you know, again, at the holidays, it's really about spending more time with the people, not what's on the dinner plate there.
Correct.
You know, I enjoy the people a lot more. So it is a mind shift. You know, it's not about the food; it's about the people.
Right.
And just keep trucking.
And what I like is that, you know, you went through Thanksgiving. Yes, you had some extra carbs, but you didn't go overboard on them.
Right.
And you're able to feel like you weren't deprived.
Nope.
And then the next day you got back,
Right back
strict. And then, you know, through some of October, you know, you have the Oktoberfest beer that you enjoy, and you would have, you know, there'd be some weekends where you would have to have, you know, a couple of beers.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
you would go right back strict the next day. So you would still lose.
you get to enjoy a little bit those things that are very, very important, you know, and it helps you kind of sort out what's important and what isn't. But the very next day, if you go right back on it, you still keep losing,
Right.
and you're gaining on that delta that you would have been at before.
Exactly. And so I like to use that example for the holidays. So I get people that will say, well, I'll see you in January because there's just too many holiday parties and my office is constantly full of holiday treats. And then, you know, you got Thanksgiving, you have Christmas, and you have New Year's Eve, and it's just constant. See you later, I'll see you in January. And then that person goes and gains 10, 15 pounds, and they've basically lost everything that they had gained health-wise when on the system. And so what I tell people is that, look, yes, you're going to be bombarded during the holiday season, and yes, you're going to slip up here and there at the parties and family gatherings and so forth. But as long as you go back on the system the day after you fell off for whatever reason, and you have most of the week that you're following the system, you'll still have a net weight loss. And to do this throughout the holiday season, where you may not lose much, but you're going to have a net weight loss instead of a 10, 15 pound gain, that's a victory. You're not hurting yourself. You're not hurting your health. You're not going to have that holiday hangover come January and just see this mountain ahead of you. And, you know, that just makes sense.
It does. It does. And like I was telling you just before, why go down that road twice? You know, why be losing weight and then gain it all back up just to have to go right back down that road again?
So, like you said, instead of a 15-pound gain, it'd be a lot better to have maybe a 7, 10-pound loss.
Yeah.
Okay? So, that's pretty huge when you think about it that way. That's a pretty huge difference throughout the holidays to have that happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I love just, you know, when you talked about that with me the other week,
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that people really needed to hear that to get through the holidays and not just give up.
Good.
And so I really appreciate that and appreciate your testimony, Mark.
You bet.
Yeah. And Thanks for watching, everybody.